Saints, you have got to see this. Did you know that Jesus has placed a celestial time clock within the book of Revelation? In this video, we're going to identify where that's at in the book and why it shows us that God holds the equinoxes and solstices as being unique marking points within the celestial sky. And it's literally encoded within the very text itself. God is truly amazing. So let's check this out. Hi Saints, welcome back to Supernatural by Design. My name is Jared. I pray that you've been having a wonderful and blessed week and that God's grace and peace is with you. Okay, let's check this out. If we go to Revelation chapter 4 verse 7, which by the way is an 11 connection to the chapter plus the verse number, and why I've shaded it red, as in most videos I highlight the 11 connections in red. But aside from that, the order of the 4 living creatures matches a quarter rotation around the zodiac. Isn't that fascinating? As we have the head of a lion, the head of a bull, the head of a human, which is Aquarius, and then the head of an eagle, which is identified as Scorpio in the zodiac. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Have you seen this before? Well, maybe you have, because it's the exact same setup, but arranged slightly differently, as when the nation of Israel camped around the tabernacle, as all 12 tribes would be arranged into sets of 3 and positioned on cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, which is how we know it's tied to solstices and equinoxes. And yet, because the arrangement is slightly different, this provides us a clue, a hint, that there's something significant about the arrangement in the book of Revelation, as we will see with the precession of the equinoxes. In fact, as an aside, one reason why we need to rethink this whole shifting feast days out a month is due to the fact that it doesn't account for the precession of the equinoxes, and yet in the book of Revelation, Jesus does. And therefore, when doing astronomical calculations, we want to be sensitive to this fact in order not to push the feast out, as that position violates well-known laws of the heavenly skies. And so it's not scientific. And as a historical example, that was the sole error that founded the seventh day Adventists. But nonetheless, from Revelation chapter 4, remember it's the eagle. We saw that was tied to Scorpio. It's also tied to a snake or a viper, as that was the emblem for the tribe of Dan. And death, where is your sting, is associated with Scorpio. However, it's all 3 emblems, the snake, the eagle, and Scorpio, as all 3 of these symbolic references are always tied to Israel's enemies, an eagle being one of them. Like Nazi Germany used the eagle, Rome used the eagle. But nonetheless, each one of these animal associations is defined and found in Genesis chapter 49. And moreover, match the exact same cardinal associations that we find in Revelation chapter 4 verse 7. And now here's where it gets supernatural by design. Saints, if we assume that Jesus returns 2,000 years since his first advent, that would place us at 2029 or even 2032. Now, if we add 1,000 years for his millennial reign, check this out. If I go to the spring equinox of 3029, look what constellation the sun is in. Aquarius. If I go to the summer solstice, check out what constellation the sun is in. If I go to the fall equinox, oh, look at that. It's in the Lion. And then finally, if we go to the winter solstice, it's in Scorpio, the eagle. Saints, isn't that fascinating? The equinoxes and solstices match the celestial layout of Jesus' throne room and the four living creatures. In contrast, check out where the equinoxes and solstices are at now, celestially speaking. On the spring equinox, it's in Pisces. And on the summer solstice, it's in Gemini. And on the fall equinox, it's in Virgo, which is interesting because, fascinatingly enough, when we study the Revelation 12 sign, Virgo is called out with the sun and the moon at her feet. And this only occurs in fall, in September, and provides us a celestial reference point for the time period of the Revelation 12 sign. But continuing on with our pattern, in our final winter solstice, the sun is in Sagittarius. And yet, as we just saw, in Jesus' throne room, the winter solstice is in Scorpio, which means, saints, that Jesus considers the precession of the equinox and solstices as part of his time clock. Because as we can see from our current position of the sun in the equinox and solstices, 1,000 years from now matches what we see around Christ's throne room. And focusing our attention to this particular time frame of human history, at the end of Christ's millennial reign, when we will live with him forever and ever. And the fact that he has encoded this into the text shows the great extent that our God, our Creator, has gone to highlight his sovereignty over creation and time itself. What an incredible God. Supernatural by design. And with that said, saints, this is where we're going to end this particular video. I just want to thank you for watching. God bless. And always remember how much Jesus loves you. And I'll see you in the next video.